Discuss. We've got a surprise guest for you. Is Ye himself. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
So talk to us about what happened here. Why are you terminating this deal with Gap?
Well, it was always a dream of mine to be at the Gap and to bring the best product possible to the masses. And I always talk to them about doing products for $20, like the best product in the world, designed at the same level of the top fashion houses in the world at $20 for the people. And so we went through 3 years, and obviously there's always like struggles and back and forth when you're trying to build something new and integrate teams. So we designed an entire collection, and actually I wasn't able to set the actual price that I wanted for this collection. And then they actually took one of the shirts and sold it for $19. So didn't price my stuff. Priced my stuff at like $200 and above their whole price point normally. And then did the exact shirt for $20. Also, they did pop-ups, and I signed on with them because they had, in the contract, they said they were going to do stores, and they just ignored us about building stores constantly. And it was very frustrating. It was very disheartening because I just put everything I had. I put, all of my top relationships. I went and got Demna, the head designer of Balenciaga, which is one of the hottest brands in the world, to come. He does couture. And with that relationship, he ended up, working on a Gap collection for me. There are a lot of things, colorways that I didn't approve. There's a lot of places that the product went to, certain sites where it was like they were just dog and pony and the idea around town. And sometimes I would talk to the guys, the heads up, the leaders, and it would just be like I was on mute or something. And they totally, our agenda, it wasn't aligned. And I know, my family, we're Garmentos. My family, we made the first Louis Vuitton bootleg jogging suits. When they used to confiscate the bags at LAX, that's actually literally my family that would cut up those bags and make jogging suits. We literally would make cross colors. Yeah, this is because people always think of things like a celebrity. This kind of, I wouldn't have been so influential in clothing language. I like that, but I like the word language better than aesthetic, because the language is a base. Aesthetic is just a style. It's a language that me and Virgil and Demna and Jerry Lorenzo and Matt Williams brought in streetwear, in this Marc Echoes complex idea of what it is today, what high schools look like today. And everyone knows that, I'm the leader, I'm the king, right? So a king can't live in someone else's castle. A king has to make his own castle.
And it makes me wonder what's the status of your Adidas relationship. I followed that for many years. I saw how you came in when the company was struggling in the U.S. and there was a big turnaround. By all accounts, it seems like Yeezy and Adidas has been a strong partnership, but lately you haven't sounded too happy about it. So they haven't responded to me. What can you tell us about where that stands?
Well, being that Casper was let go, they could take all the stuff they were involved in and just blame it on him if that's what they want to do. But any of these relationships that I'm in, I have to have a say-so, on the colorways. They were doing colorways. They were naming things. They were sending guys in telling me, don't tell your audience that you didn't name that. And they were slowing down, my allotments, and then copying the ideas, some things took us 2 years. And it's not just the things you could see. They would take people from the team that did production, that was quality control. We did this shoe this knit runner, and I told them this needed to be a marathon shoe, and it ended up being the most uncomfortable Yeezy ever, on purpose, changing, because anyone that's worn a Yeezy, they say, oh, this is the most comfortable shoe that I've ever worn. And then they also were supposed to do stores and never did stores. And this company grew by 85% last year, and basically became, people could compare it to Jordan, and I 100% respect what Jordan did, but Phil Knight's worth $50 billion or something like that, and Michael Jordan's worth like $4 billion or $6 billion or something like that. And this is the day of liberation right here. This is the day to not be just valued on my cash flow, to be valued on the equity that we bring.
I just, while we have you, we're showing the stock right now of Gap and Adidas, and Gap got hurt today on that news. And in general, it's been a struggling retailer. They lost the CEO, Sonia Singhal, the one who you, I believe, made the deal with to begin with, and they're trying to stabilize the overall business. You've always liked this company, and you talked about how you had high hopes for the partnership. Do you think that Gap can ever sort of regain its cool again and be a big player?
They only have one opportunity to be able to be a big player. What do you think it is?
I feel like you're not happy with them today, so you're not going to be too optimistic.
No, I'm saying they have one individual on the planet that could save the Gap. And that individual, I'm asking you, who do you think it is? Sometimes the answer is sitting right in front of you.
Well, there was a lot of potential in this deal, but it sounds like you're terminating.
Well, don't bring a leader in and have them not lead. Why would I argue with people who are getting paid by the Gap? I'm sorry, I'm not going to argue with people that are broker than me about money.
Understood. Yeah, we thank you for the time today and for joining us on the show.
All right,
Appreciate
the glasses are coming down soon. There we go.